You're listening to The Roar, 98.7 WPCZ LP FM Demarest, the student voice of Piedmont University.
Welcome to Leaders of the Lions, hosted by the play-by-play voice of the Lions, Brett Loftus. On today's show, you will hear about Piedmont legends, the current status of Piedmont athletics, and looking forward to the rest of the season for the Lions. Brett also has a special Piedmont celebrity guest for you today, like always. So let's jump right into the Leaders of the Lions right here on Z98.7 FM, the student voice at Piedmont University.
Welcome to the seventh other show of Leaders of the Lions, hosted right here by me, Brett Loftus. Welcome to this great Thursday afternoon as my guest co-host today is going to be none other than Division III superstar Carter Ballstadt. We'll have a different co-host every week, and as you already know, Carter, one of the best players in Division III baseball. We're going to be talking about a lot of baseball today, so sit back and relax, Lions, as you are listening to Leaders of the Lions here on Z98.7 FM, the student voice at Piedmont University.
Star Wars at least 8 times, had the Pac-Man pattern memorized. And I've seen the stuff they put inside Stretch Armstrong, yeah. Well, I was Roger Staubach in my backyard, had a shoebox full of baseball cards and a couple of Evel Knievel scars on my right arm. Well, I was a kid when Elvis died, and my mama cried. It was 1970-something in the world that I grew up in. Farrah Fawcett hairdo days, bell bottoms and 8-track tapes. And looking back now, I can see me. Oh man, did I look cheesy. But I wouldn't trade those days for nothing. Oh, it was 1970-something. It was the dawning of a new decade. We got our first microwave. Dad broke down and finally shaved the most sideburns off. I took the stickers off of my Rubik's Cube, watched MTV all afternoon. And my first love was Daisy Duke and them cut-off jeans. The space shuttle fell out of the sky, and the whole world cried. It was 1980-something in the world that I grew up in. Skating rinks and black Trans Ams, big hair and parachute pants. And looking back now, I can see me. And oh man, did I look cheesy. I wouldn't trade those days for nothing. Oh, it was 1980-something. I got a mortgage and an SUV, but all this responsibility makes me wish sometimes it was 1980-something in the world that I grew up in. Skating rinks and black Trans Ams, big hair and parachute pants. And looking back now, I can see me. Oh man, did I look cheesy. I wouldn't trade those days for nothing. Oh, it was 1980-something. 1970-something. Oh, it was 19-something.
Welcome back here on Leaders of the Lions on Z98.7 FM, the student voice of Piedmont University. I'm here with senior center fielder and closer on the Piedmont University baseball team, Mr. Carter Ballstadt. And obviously, Carter, going to recap this past weekend against Methodist. You guys took 2 out of 3. But the first thing I want to start off with is the walk-off single you had in the bottom of the 10th inning in Game 3 of the series. You're looking for different pitches. They pitched you backwards all weekend. Kind of what were you looking for, what you got, and how you're able to come up with a big-time hit and a walk-off hit, the first of your career?
So usually I go up to the plate hunting fastball, but with me being a 3-hole this year, I was kind of looking off speed first few pitches, and they were throwing me backwards, so they were throwing me fastballs, and I just wasn't getting my hands to it. And finally that last at bat, I really wanted to walk it off for the team, put our team in a position to win. And I got first pitch slider, ball that I took, and was really hunting fastball. Ended up getting the fastball, belt high, and hit it to left field for the win. And I was pretty happy with that outcome.
A little catcher's interference there as well, huh?
It was catcher's interference, and I honestly thought the umpire was going to call it and make me have bases loaded, nobody outs, but he actually had the right call, which the hitting team actually gets to choose the outcome of that.
And I think something that you and I haven't talked about yet, y'all have not really had a chippy series in a while. The Maryville series last year, when the guy ran over James Whitmer running down the first base line kind of a little bit, something you don't see in college baseball, though, is chippiness. And not to go into too many details, but everybody does know that Methodist was kind of chirping a little bit on Twitter. They were also kind of chirping at you guys during the walk-off celebration. So for you, Carter, you're senior. You're pretty much the unofficial captain of the team. How do you take that mindset of knowing that a team that you guys won't see again unless it's in the finals of the USA South Conference tournament, how do you take that and kind of use that momentum and I guess that fire for the rest of the year?
It definitely motivates us, internally. We as a team are not a chirpy team. Coach Cayley does a great job making us play our game. We never play the opposing team. We're always playing against ourselves in a way. We're always trying to get those process goals. And, so them just talking on Twitter, it fires us up a little bit, but it makes us work
It definitely
harder.
fires me up. I'll say that.
Well, that's the thing. They're mad that we ended up walking off against them, but the fame has nothing to do with Piedmont baseball. It has everything to do with our announcer, Brett Loftus, and they need to realize that.
Well, I appreciate that, Carter. I couldn't do anything without y'all. And, Carter, what you've been doing this year is nothing short of amazing, hitting 456 through 15 ball games, getting on base at a rate over 540. But I know you'd never be the type of guy to go around flaunting that. 5 homers. You're leading the nation in steals. You saw that on Instagram at Leaders of the Lines with 17 in the country. But the guys, obviously you're doing all that, but the guys around you have to be contributing well. Cole Ellis, Kyle Carlson, Tyler Nelson, Hunter Kane, Alex Gonzalez, all those guys hitting in front of and behind you. How have they helped contribute to your success and the success of the team?
Oh, they're getting on base. They're hitting me in when I'm on base. Cole Ellis is, when he stays healthy, he's one of the best players in our lineup. He gets on base. He gets hits. He's huge in the outfield for us. Kyle Carlson has been outstanding at third base for us and in the lineup. We got some older guys really helping out with Alex Gonzalez and Hunter Kane. Hunter Kane, he played a difficult role last year where he wasn't getting many at-bats, but then he came in, really helped us out. He's been at first base the last few games, DH in the early parts of the season.
Played with some good defense at first base, too.
He's played outstanding over there, and he's really just finding a way to get runs across the plate for us.
Again, that lineup has been lethal this year. As you mentioned earlier, pitching is not exactly where you want it to be, but offense has been stout all year. We'll talk about offense and pitching, something that Carter does both, up next in our interview with Carter, and how the best player in Division III baseball wasn't that recruited out of high school. How does that happen? How does that happen to his brother Brady as well? We'll find out all those answers up here on the next segment with our interview with Carter Ballstadt here on Leaders of the Lions on Z98.7 FM.
Have you ever wanted to try out a trending product but couldn't since it was sold out? Do you want to know how influencers do what they do? Or how to successfully market your product or message to a young demographic? Or even just how to get started? Then listen to the weekly podcast, #GoingViral, to find the answers you need and to better understand the relationship between advertising and TikTok. Hosted by Anna Watson.
Sister cries out from her baby bed. Brother runs in, feathers on his head. Mama's in her room, learning how to sew. Daddy's drinking beer, listening to the radio. Hank Williams sings Elijah and Dear John. And time marches on. Time marches on. Sisters using rouge and clear complexion soap. Brother's wearing beads and he smokes a lot of dope. Mama is depressed, barely makes a sound. Daddy's got a girlfriend in another town. Bob Dylan sings like a rolling stone, and time marches on, time marches on. The South moves north, north moves south. A star is born, a star burns out. The only thing that stays the same is everything changes, everything changes. Sister calls herself a sexy grandma. Brother's on a diet for high cholesterol. Mama's out of touch with reality. Daddy's in the ground beneath the maple tree as the angels sing an old Hank Williams song. Time marches on, time marches on, time marches on, time marches on, time marches on.
Are you a Piedmont Lions student? Are you a Piedmont Lions fan? Are you the parent of a proud Piedmont Lions student athlete? Well, if you want to keep up with your favorite athlete, whether it be your friend, your brother, or maybe even your son or your daughter, please head over to PiedmontLions.com right now for all of your athletic updates, schedules, rosters, and even changes that may happen in the future. Again, that's PiedmontLions.com for all your athletic needs here at Piedmont University. Welcome back here on Leaders of the Lions. I'm Brett Loftus, your host, and I'm here with the senior versatile Carter Ballstadt, the closer and the center fielder here on the Piedmont University baseball team, and Sir Carty, as he is nicknamed by myself, Brett Loftus. Carter, throughout your baseball career, obviously one of the biggest decisions you made to come here to Piedmont was kind of on the basis of Brady. You've said that in multiple interviews before. But coming here, your development through 4 years, now you're at the precipice of being one of the best players in Division III baseball and potentially being a draft pick come June. How do you have the answer to why you were not that recruited out of high school?
It kind of goes back to same thing with Brady. Brady was cut 2 out of the 4 years from our high school team. And, just the drive in him to keep going and not quit really motivated me. And so I remember it was a senior year of high school, and he's saying he wants to continue playing baseball. And my dad was kind of just like on the edge of it. He's like, I'm going to be paying a lot of money for you to play, and I don't want you to quit after half a year. And so Brady ends up coming here, starts every single game as a freshman, every single game as a sophomore, every single game as a junior. And, so my only chance of playing college baseball was at Piedmont. And so without...
That's laughable. I just want to put that in there, but continue on, Carter.
So without Brady convincing my dad to allow him to come play at Piedmont, I would not have played college baseball as well.
So did Brady talk to Coach Scally, and then is that how Coach and the coaching staff found out about you your senior year?
Yeah, it was Coach Peoples was recruited Brady out of high school. And Coach Scally was coming to watch a few of my games, and he told me, he's told me this every single year since I've been here. He recruited me for myself and not for Brady. But without Brady being here, I am convinced that Piedmont would have never found me, and I would have just probably gone to another school and not played baseball.
Carter, I don't know. Obviously, I'm probably one of your biggest fans, but I don't think people understand how great of a ball player you are beyond the box score. I mean, if you watch the Lions play every single night, And I don't know. Obviously, I didn't get to watch you play in high school. That's just crazy to me. So your family originally from state of Minnesota, right? You're a big Twins fan, big Vikings fan as well. Moving down this way to Georgia. You were pretty young when y'all moved down here, correct?
Yeah, I was 2 years old.
So all you know is Georgia. What has been kind of the thing growing up in Georgia? Obviously, high school football is our deal. You chose baseball over football, or what was that deal growing up? Or was baseball just your own love growing up?
Well, for Brady and I we both loved baseball and football growing up, but it kind of became a size thing. We were very undersized to continue to play football without getting seriously injured. We were both small throughout high school. I was actually 5 foot, 95 pounds my freshman year of high school, and so Brady and I were both very small, and then we kind of had a growth spurt coming into college, and just continue to grow. I mean, I think I'm still growing, both like mentally and physically here at college. But I mean, it's just been awesome. So,
what has been, I think the last question we'll ask you here in the interview segment, what has been the biggest thing that you've made a stride about? Obviously, you've topped out at 95 on your fastball and radar gun. That's about what you're throwing from center field. Your arm's incredible. You're a six-tool baseball player. But obviously, we've seen how you've progressed every year at the plate. But what do you think is the thing that you've progressed the best and has helped your development in now your 4th year as a collegiate baseball player?
I'd say just finding a way to do it all. It's never easy being a two-way player. You got a lot of stuff on your body. But I'd say as a pitcher, I've progressed the most. My senior year of high school, I was topping 84 miles an hour, and Coach Gailey took a chance on that. You're not going to be very successful throwing low 80s in college, but he took a chance on me. He's really done a wonderful job keeping my arm healthy. But, getting up to 95 is all thanks to Coach Gailey.
Well, Carter, I think it's amazing, and when people hear this, they will also think the same thing. To think that you were one of the least recruited guys probably that has came into this program, and now you're one of the best players in the country, and not just in Division III baseball. We got to get this narrative out of our heads for all those people out there. You're one of the best players in the country. Put a period at the end of that sentence. I mean, you do everything, and again, you can go and look at his stats this year, and Carter's proven that. When we come back, we're going to have another break and another song segment, and we're going to talk about looking forward, a big weekend this weekend for Lions baseball. You're listening to Leaders of the Lions here on Z98.7 FM.
Are you planning on applying to a job or internship? Do you have a resume? Is your resume ready and up to date? If not, then visit the Student Success Center on Demorest campus at Piedmont University, where Piedmont will help you prepare for an interview and have everything ready for your resume. Even if you're a freshman or sophomore, you can still visit the center to seek help. If you have any questions, then contact Ms. Lisa Mann at lmann@piedmont.edu. So make sure you visit the Student Success Center to get your resume ready. You're listening to Z98.7 FM, the student-run radio station at Piedmont University.
Beginning, the pen's in my hand, ending unplanned. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you could not find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. The rest is still unwritten. Yeah. Oh. I break tradition. Sometimes my tries are outside the line. We've been conditioned to not make mistakes, but I can't live that way. Blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you could not find. Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Drench yourself in words unspoken. Live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Drench yourself in words unspoken. Live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. The rest is still unwritten. The rest is still unwritten.
Media Hut is the podcast that sits down with a fan of a professional sports team and breaks down a team's social media hashtag campaigns. Join me, your host, Christian Castro, and a guest fan every Tuesday at 6 p.m. as we break down a team and their social media hashtag campaigns, along with the interaction the guest fan has with the team on social media. That's Tuesdays at 6 p.m., exclusively on the Anchor app. Media Hut. Simple sports campaigns. Hut out.
Back here on Leaders of the Lions, I'm Brett Loftus here with the senior sensation, the best player in D3 baseball, as nicknamed by me, but it is the truth, Mr. Carter Ballstadt. And we're going to be talking about looking forward this weekend. Carter, obviously a big non-conference series, and it's become a rivalry in every sport here at Piedmont. You know that. You follow every other sport here as well. Emory this weekend, and it's kind of a different series in which we'll start out talking about that. We play here on Friday night. Y'all have to go to Atlanta on Saturday, and then we come back here and play here on Sunday. They kind of do that like how they do it in Division I with the rivalry weekends. Do you like that? Do you dislike that? What are kind of your thoughts playing the home type deal?
You know, I've never done it in a weekend series, so it's going to be different, but I kind of like the idea of it. I like how we have the 2 of the 3 games at home.
Obviously, yeah.
But I like playing at Emory, so it doesn't bother me at all.
So going down there to Atlanta, playing in a big time, I guess you'd say market, especially at Emory, playing against a rivalry like Emory, playing against your former teammate has been for 3 years, your first 3 years here, also teammates with your brother Brady. Sam Carpenter, he's going to be in the opposing dugout for his first time ever. How are all these things kind of combobulating into your mind this weekend? And do you look at it just like a regular series, or is it a little bit more spice to say, hey, we want to beat former 3-8 over there in that opposing dugout. We want to beat Emory for bragging rights, all that good stuff?
It's a little more to me. Sam has been such a leader for me and a big role model for me as a pitcher these last 3 years. He's done a lot of work with me as a pitcher. So I want to beat him. It's going to be interesting with him calling pitches against me because he knows how I've been hitting these last 3 years. So he knows my weaknesses, and I just hope I don't show those in these 3 games against Emory.
I mean, that's the craziest thing is that Sam, it's like playing the show against a team that you know. And Sam's going to be able to go up there, and he's watched you guys take BP all year. He's watched you, literally grow up basically as a baseball player here at Piedmont. So, Carter, we need you to have a really big weekend, all jokes aside. But just looking at it, Emory, they're 9-6 on the year. Take away the whole rivalry and Sam Carpenter aspect of it. They're a really good ball team. And I talked to Sam actually a few weeks ago. He said they're a 7-inning ball club, and they struggle later on in the late innings, and that's where you come into play. We hadn't seen you pitch. We didn't see you pitch this last week against Methodist. I'd assume playing a really equal opponent in Emory this weekend, we'll see you pitch. So, again, how does that mindset go into it in taking 2 out of 3 from a really good Emory ball club?
I'd like to take all 3 from Emory.
Definitely.
Going into this, I would prefer that I don't pitch because we were winning by so much. But I also would like to pitch all 3 games and have 3 saves coming out of this weekend. So, Emory is a really good ball club. They're always very competitive. But like Sam said, they're a 7-inning team right now. So I hope we take advantage of that.
And then just really the one final thing against Emory is always against them, the name Emory. And again, I know we're talking about the rivalry aspect. We're talking about the Sam Carpenter aspect. But the name Emory, you win the series, or like you even said, Lord, please let it happen. Sweep Emory. That makes a big picture on the at-large bid right now, because we're getting receiving votes, but we're not ranked right now in the top 25, which, I mean, we've lost 6 ball games. I'm not saying we should. We still got a long way to go to be ranked, but we have beat BSC this year. You guys competed against Webster, who is ranked and who is still currently ranked. You guys competed for the first few innings against Adrian. And we have seen kind of the precipice of it, but now getting to take that test to Emory, it would be huge for an at-large bid to say we don't win the conference this year. Carter, is that in the back of your mind at any point?
Oh, for sure. As a ball club, we need to get to 30 wins if we want to make it. If we don't win the conference, we need to make a regional. We need to have 30 wins. So these 3 wins would be huge moving forward, and especially against a good opponent like Emory.
Carter Ballstadt, obviously knowing the importance of this Emory series, and Brett Loftus, myself as the broadcaster, obviously I realize it as well. Carter's right. Hopefully he won't have to pitch. Hadn't seen him throw in a few weeks. I hope that arm's okay. I don't doubt it at all. But Carter, who's hot up next? I think we're going to be talking about that Ballstadt kid out there playing center field. We're also going to be talking about that kid playing third base, man. Kyle Carlson, he's been on fire. And again, we'll dive deeper into that up next in Who's Hot as you're listening to Leaders of the Lines here on Z98.7 FM, the student voice of Piedmont University.
town, didn't see no use in sticking around. I was green and busting at the seams to leave. I was sitting on G, waiting on the day I hit 18. I hit the road, traded that county maintained for a 4-lane city street. But sometimes things ain't what you think they're gonna be. What you want ain't always what you need. Don't know what you got till it's gone and you're out on your own. All you want is what you can't get back. Once you let it go, then you know what you have. Don't hold a candle to what you had. Sometimes what you think you'll find, it ain't quite what real life has in store. So be careful what you wish for. She was holding on just a little too tight, talked a little too much about the rest of our lives. I broke her heart thinking freedom would set me free. But sometimes things ain't what you think they're gonna be. Don't know what you got till it's gone and you're out on your own. All you want is what you can't get back. Once you let it go, then you know what you have. Don't hold a candle to what you had. Sometimes what you think you'll find, it ain't quite what real life has in store. So be careful what you wish for. 'Cause these city lights can't shine quite like the stars. I wish I could wish her back into my arms. Don't know what you got till it's gone and you're out on your own. All you want is what you can't get back. Once you let it go, then you know what you have. Don't hold a candle to what you had. Sometimes what you think you'll find, it ain't quite what real life has in store. And you can't get her back no more. So be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you wish for.
Are you seriously going to do that in front of me?
What do you mean? What's wrong?
Why are you liking photos of girls on Instagram?
Man, it's not even a big deal. They're
Not a
just
big
pictures.
deal? Just pictures? Are you
Rants
serious?
on Romance,
No.
the senior capstone project hosted by Jayla Dotson.
So toxic.
Get knowledge,
Why am I-
stories, debates, and advice from college students navigating relationships in the new media age, all while having fun. New episodes and blogs up every week at j.media.wixsite.com and also at j.media@wordpress.com. Also follow on Instagram at j.media. Rants on Romance. Welcome back here to Leaders of the Lines on Z98.7 FM. I'm Brett Loftus. Alongside me have the senior center fielder and closer on the Piedmont Lions baseball team, Carter Ballstadt. And Carter, who's hot? It's really going to be you and Kyle Carlson. I mean, you got, and Cole Ellis. We'll throw Cole in there as well. But you three guys have really carried the Piedmont offense. And it seems like every time you guys come up the bat, you're either getting on base or if you make an out, you're making a productive out. And again, we've talked about you for the majority of the show, but just the process of that, how do you go up there and have a productive AB every time it seems you go to the plate?
Just knowing, or just not trying to do too much up there. I can't hit a 5-run home run every time I step up to the plate, and so just trying to do my job. If there's a runner on third base with less than 2 outs, I'm going to get that runner in. And I think Kyle and Cole both have that same mindset. I mean, they're just playing baseball, not doing too much at the plate. So
Hunter Kane also big in that category. And we talked about Hunter a little bit, but Hunter, his big thing last year, and again, you mentioned his ABs, really the biggest reason he didn't get a lot of ABs last year, he couldn't really hit a breaking ball. And then this year, we're seeing him take breaking balls out of the yard in games. And again, just like you, he's made great strides at the plate. What have you seen out of him this year when he goes up there and he's putting together these great ABs, these 8, 9, 10 pitch ABs?
Just consistent at bats. I mean, Hunter was putting the ball all over the park last year in BP and everything, but he was getting inconsistent at bats, and it's hard to have like a 7th inning, 8th inning pinch hit and just go up there and try to prove yourself. So those consistent at bats, he's really shown everyone what he can really do for us at the plate.
Kyle Carlson, defensively, he's been incredible this year. Offensively, he has been too, hitting 2 spots normally behind you. He hasn't in front of you. And in those games where he's protected you this year, he's had big-time success hitting in that 2-hole. How much has he meant to your success this year?
Oh, I mean, Kyle Carlson he's going to be the best player at Piedmont overall. I told him this. My brother has said this. He's going to break every single one of Brady's records.
You know, it's funny because I've said that too. I told him, I was like, dude, if you stay all 4 years where you're at right now, it's incredible. I mean, he's a D1 player here at Piedmont.
Right. I don't know how he's here, but I love that he's here. But yeah, him hitting in front of me, he was getting on base a lot. I was able to drive him in, and him hitting behind me whenever I'm on base. If I get to second base, I'm scoring. Even Kyle's up.
I don't know how many times we've seen this year RBI single Carter Ballstadt drives in Kyle Carlson, or much of the reverse, RBI single from Kyle Carlson or RBI double drives in Carter Ballstadt. We've had a few games this year where not the other guys on the offense were able to get going, and that was the offense from just you guys, 2-6 and 2-7. But Carter, we got to close out the segment. Obviously, we saw it on Instagram the other day, but I just can't wrap my head around having a guy doing what you've done this year, and again, in all facets of the game, hitting over 450, getting on base at over 540. You lead the team in hits with 27. You lead the team in triples. You lead the team in homers with 5. You lead the team in RBIs with 21. You lead the team in saves with 5. You got a sub-2 ERA. I mean, just all of this stuff. Carter, it has to weigh on you at some point. It has to just be like, I don't even know what to say. You are just doing it all so far. Again, that's why you're the hottest player and the best player in D3 right now.
So, I mean, I just try to do me. And I wish there was more for me to do for this team. But, you know, when coaches give me these opportunities to get out there, play center, come in and close, and hit third in the lineup, I mean, I just got to do me.
You've maximized the opportunity, though, Carter, and I think you can really take this as a life lesson, I think, for those listening at home. Carter has taken an opportunity that really, in the big aspect of things, wasn't a big one, and then now you're playing probably the biggest role out of anybody in the country. You, and I think Jay Castee up there, Christopher Newport, I'd put y'all as the best two-way guys in the country. And you've taken that opportunity and you've maximized it to your advantage, which you don't see a lot of guys do. And the biggest thing about Carter, he's humble. Carter, what did you tell me the other day? You said when you hit that back-to-back-to-back homer, you said, I don't even know how or if I bat flipped. What'd you say, you blacked out?
Yeah, I kind of blacked out after I hit that.
I've never seen – I mean, Carter doesn't pimp homers. He's a guy – he plays baseball the right way, whether you're a boomer, a millennium, or you're Gen X or whatever we are, Gen Z. I mean, you love to watch the guy play baseball, and I think that's the biggest thing out of Carter. Again, a guy that Carter learned a lot from. We're going to talk about him in our next and final segment, our Piedmont Legends segment here on Z98.7 FM. You are listening to Leaders of the Lions.
Are you listening? If not, be sure to tune in every Friday at 1 p.m. for new episodes of the Are You Listening podcast with Noah Aaron. Each week, Noah has unique guests from a different age demographic or music preference. They discuss the guests' personal experience within their favorite genres from the past, present, and potential future. Be sure to find it on Anchor or on Instagram at Are You Listening Pod.
I don't know why I act the way I do. Like I ain't got a single thing to lose. Sometimes I'm my own worst enemy. I guess that's just the cowboy in me. I got a life that most would love to have, but sometimes I still wake up fighting mad. And where this road I'm heading down might lead, I guess that's just the cowboy in me. The urge to run, the restlessness, the heart of stone I sometimes get. The things I've done for foolish pride, the me that's never satisfied. The face that's in the mirror when I don't like what I just the cowboy in me. The heart of stone I sometimes get the things I've done for foolish pride, the me that's never satisfied, the face that's in the mirror when I don't like what I see. I guess that's just the cowboy in me. Girl, I know there's times you must have thought there ain't a line you've drawn I haven't crossed, but you set your mind to see this love on through. I guess that's just the cowboy in you. We ride and never worry about the fall. I guess that's just the cowboy in us all.
Back here on Leaders of the Lions, I'm Brett Loftus. With me is a senior center fielder and closer on the Piedmont Lions baseball team, Carter Ballstadt. And Carter, we already talked about him earlier in the show, but we're going to talk about him here on our Lions Legends segment. It's got to be Mr. Sam Carpenter. Sam, for his career, let me get the notepad and pen ready because he has a lot of records. Sam's career records, he holds the Piedmont careers record in wins with 30 games started, 56 innings pitched, over 352, 361 career strikeouts, and I think the biggest thing was his first move to first, his pickoff move. He held 17 career pickoffs. Again, single seasons. He had 5 pickoff moves in 2019, which is a single season record. He had 123 strikeouts last season, which was a single season record, 9 wins, which is tied first for the record, and 15 games started in a single season, which is tied first for the record. Sam will read through some of his awards. He was All-USA South First Team 3 times. He was All-USA Southwest First Team Division 3 times. He was an All-American on the 3rd team last year, as a D3 All-American 4th team last year as well. He was an All-South Region First Team twice. He was an All-South Region First Team member in 2021. I mean, we could continue to go on and on and on about Sam, but he is really up there on the Mount Rushmore of Piedmont Lions baseball. And again, Carter, just what did Sam mean to you in those 3 years here? I know he's throwing it from the left side, and obviously you're throwing it from the right side. But what did he mean to you, starter mentality, closer mentality, just mentoring you and all that good stuff?
Oh, I mean, coming in as a freshman, you try to find those people that are big contributors to the team, because one day you're going to be a big contributor to the team. So I had my brother for the position side, and then I picked up Sam Carpenter and Matthew Vonderschmidt on the pitching side. And Vondi was a closer, so he really helped me with that mindset aspect. But Sam, just the way he carried himself throughout a game, and he really focused. I mean, Sam was not a flamethrower. He did not throw that hard, but he just spotted up and found a way to get people out. And so just learning from him, especially on the off season, he'd invite me to go throw all the time, and we would have bullpens together, and he would just teach me more and more each year.
I think that's the funny thing, or not the funny thing, but the ironic thing, Carter, I mean, you throw a fiery fastball and a big curveball, and obviously Sam was a guy, like you said, he was going to dot you up around the plate, and he was going to mix it up. He wasn't going to throw you the same pitch back to back. He was one of those type of starter and pitchers. And again, I know the discretion between closer and starter there, but really for you, man, I mean, he probably taught you how to throw that big 12-6 curveball, though, didn't he?
Yeah, he taught me. He taught me the curveball. He taught me the splitter. So I've learned a lot from Sam.
And then again, we definitely can touch on your brother. Obviously, you said you listened to the Justin Scally show where I talked to head coach Justin Scally. But Brady, obviously, he's your brother, and you can't really, I was going to say move that aside, but you can't move that aside. But him teaching you what it's like to be a center fielder, hitting in a 3-hole, doing everything you got to do defensively, because he's a Gold Glove winner just like yourself. What did that mean to you and your progression as a position field player? Because you were just a pitcher your freshman year here.
Oh, it means so much to me. You know, before every single game, he gives me a good luck text and tells me he loves me and tells me to have fun, because he misses it so much, and so he kind of lives through me now. But just to have fun is the biggest thing that he has taught me. You just go out there and not try to do too much and just have fun out there. It's baseball.
All right, Carter, one final question for you, and then we'll be done here. Got to ask it. I think it's something everybody's wondering. And I know you're a humble guy, but I want the honest answer from you here. We're going to have it recorded in stone, and Brady's going to hear this. Who do you think's better, you or your brother? And we'll take your pitching out of it here, just as a center fielder and as a position player.
As an overall position player, Brady has more power. I think I have a better swing. Brady was faster. I have a stronger arm, and the glove is the same.
So you're going to give the edge to who? Nobody?
I'll give it to myself.
I think you got to give it to yourself, man. You hit 5 homers this year and that's tied for what Brady hit in his career. And far as speed, 17 stolen bases, but Brady had how many?
He had 32 his junior year.
Yeah, you see Carter knows that. Carter told me last year, and we'll get this and we'll conclude it. Carter told me last year, he said, my goal is not really to break the records here at Piedmont for say, it's to break Brady's records. You remember telling me that? But anyway, I want to thank Carter Ballstadt for coming on here so much, man. Look forward to watching this guy on the diamond every single weekend. And if you like baseball and you like watching guys who can play baseball, you're going to watch Carter and this team play high potent offense. Just really got to get the pitching and defense back on board early season, work out some of the kinks. But we'll have a 3-game set against Emory University this weekend. Make sure you tune in Friday and Sunday. I'll be on the mic. Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube. Again, thank you, Carter, so much for joining us here on Leaders of the Lines. You're listening to Z98.7 FM. And as always out there, stay safe. May God bless you all. And win, lose, or draw, go Lions.
Are you interested in learning more about Piedmont University Athletics? Then head over to PiedmontLions.com, where you can learn more about facilities, fan involvement, recruiting, academics, and every sport that Piedmont University has to offer. PiedmontLions.com provides you with the latest updates for each athletic team, current news stories that pertain to each team, as well as statistics from current and past teams and players at Piedmont University. So remember, PiedmontLions.com is your place for everything Piedmont University sports.
Thank you for listening to Leaders of the Lions, hosted by the play-by-play voice of the Lions, Brett Loftus. We hope you enjoyed this week's show, and if you did, please make sure to tune right back in here at 2 p.m. next Thursday on Z98.7 FM, the student voice of Piedmont University. As always, stay safe and go Lions!